So today we're gonna tour Palmetto Hall. And honestly, I'm pretty excited about this. This neighborhood to me is one of the most affordable communities on the island, bar none. It's newer construction, really affordable pricing, big houses. The only downside to this community is that it is semi-close to the airport. Now, we're on Hilton Head Island. It's a small airport. They did just expand it to allow bigger planes, but this is not the airport that you have in Baltimore, that you have in DC, that you have in Atlanta, that you have in Chicago. This is not airplanes in and out all day, every day. I've been in the neighborhood now for about an hour or so. No airplanes have gone over the top of our heads. I am going to assume that it is very similar to all of our rental communities, our Sea Pines, our shipyards, our Palmetto Dunes, Forest and Folly Beach. When the beach gets busy, you're going to have more traffic. When the beach gets busy, you'll have more air traffic. You'll have some noise. I think it's just it's same problem, different definition. So we'll see. I hope that a plane goes over and that we get to hear what it sounds like. If it doesn't, that means that there aren't a lot of planes in the off season coming over this community, and it's a non-issue. So we'll dig in, we'll talk about where we're standing, why we're standing here, and then we'll go from there. Stay tuned. So Palmetto Hall does not have direct beach access. In fact, we're on the northern end of the community. We're similar to like a Hilton Head Plantation, an Indigo Run. We're up on that side of the island. We do have Port Royal Sound that is actually directly behind us. And if you see that gate right there, that is what I'm gonna call Palmetto Hall's beach access. I'm on a paved path that you can see behind me. How do I explain this? Palmetto Hall is a golf cart community. So you can have a golf cart, you can drive it on the road, you can go anywhere you want with your golf cart inside of Palmetto Hall. That golf cart will take this path right behind me. You will have an access to that gate, which will open it. You will drive your golf cart down to the beaches of Port Royal Sound. So you're not on the Atlantic Ocean, you're on the Port Royal Sound beaches. Those beaches have heavy fluctuating tides. They have a lot of seashells, a lot of, it's not quite the white sandy beaches that you have on in Sea Pines or in Palmetto Dunes. Now, what it does give you access to, and we'll have a couple of guys going by right now. Hey, how are you? Good morning. Hey guys, how are you? Now those guys are golfers. The golf course actually goes through, but if you want to take your cart to the beach, you can do that. What this beach gives you is, if you want to go throw a ball to the dog, it's a great beach for that. If you want to just go relax, read your book, it's a great beach for that. You want to go and get refreshed and jump in the water, you can do that. I don't know if I put a picture of it up, if you'd be able to tell the difference between the Atlantic Ocean beaches and the Port Royal Sound beach. The sound is so big, but it's not technically the Atlantic Ocean. And that is our beach access from Palmetto Hall. I think it's kind of cool to jump in your golf cart, pack your stuff, drive right to the beach. I don't know, I'm weird like that. I want to love this community, so I'm gonna say that that's cool. So just behind Palmetto Hall is Baker Fields, huge athletic field complex. So you see you've got a couple of baseball fields here, you've got lights back there. I'm standing on what looks to be a soccer field, and then all the way on the other side, across the street back there, you got another large soccer field. So all of this, an easy golf cart ride away. This is the home of a ton of youth and recreational sports here in the area. So again, just a little feather in the cap of Palmetto Hall. So we're in the parking lot of Fish Hall Beach Park. This is the beach access that you're gonna have from Palmetto Hall. You can see that we've got public restrooms, got a really big parking spot space here, a huge lot. So we'll walk out onto the beach, and then you can tell me if you can recognize the difference between the Port Royal Sound beaches and the Atlantic Ocean beaches. I'm gonna bet that you can't. See, one of our golf cart friends has made their way down here, so truly is a golf cart accessible beach. So we're on the beach at Fish Hall. The only real difference that I can see, there's a little bit more seashell activity on the sand here, but overall it's not much different. You want to come out and sit, obviously we got some chairs right there. You want to come out and sit, read a book, get some sun. There's really no difference. The only real difference is you can see the land on the other side. If you were on the Atlantic, obviously you're not going to see, you know, that land over there on the other side. But outside of that, it is big, huge water. It is still white sand beach. This works for me. There are a couple of rock breakers over here that you can kind of sort of see back there, but in general, you know, you're not going to surf. You might be able to skimboard here, but there's not as much wave activity because you're on the Sound and not on the ocean. But if you want to hang out in the sand by the water, it's a great place. So I want to do a little walk and talk to be able to show you what the homes look like here in Palmetto Hall. I got a couple of angry dogs that don't like me being out here, but you can kind of see what we're looking at. What I find interesting, and really what I want to show you, is that these homes, they're not small homes. They're not old homes. They are traditional, modern, large homes in a Hilton Head gated community. And I say all of that because the pricing here is just so vastly different than what it is in all of the other communities. You are looking at very few houses here that are going to go over, that are actually going to sell for over $1 million. And again, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So I really want to, what I want to get across here in this video is that, one, it's always blue skies and beautiful here, so you should be moving. Two, this community is really one to consider and think about when it comes to buying a home here on the island. So one of the things I've noticed and I want to point out as I drive around Palmetto Hall is that this is a pretty bright community. What I mean by bright is you go into Port Royal, Hilton Head Plantation, there are a lot of trees. There's a lot of Spanish moss. It's beautiful, but it creates a shadow. It creates a little bit of a darker feel. Now, it's a beautiful sunny day, but if you come through here, you know, you can see how bright the streets are. You can see how big and open the yards are here. It's a different feel than what you get in some of those other communities. So I like bright, I like open. This is gonna make the insides of these houses brighter because you don't have the massive trees that are blocking the sun, and really nothing here is gloomy, but making it dark. I don't know, something that I really do like about this community is that it's open. You can see the houses from the street. You can see the yards. There's a lot of sunshine, and it sounds a little corny, but it's brightness. It's bright here. It's so weird. So I feel as though I may have misled you a little bit into thinking that this was a lesser than average community on the island. It is not. We still have community swimming pool, which you can see behind me, which is a massive swimming pool with not quite Olympic, maybe half Olympic swim lanes. We've got a beautiful community pavilion with fireplace in there. Got your bathrooms, fountains, all of those things here as well. You still have your tennis, you have your golf, which I'll show you here in a bit. Tennis is right over here, so we'll swing around and get you a good look at that. But you've got you got all the normal things. We are a normal community. So behind me, playground for the kiddies. You got this tennis facility over here, a couple 3 courts behind me for tennis. And then we'll take a closer look here in a second, but you've got the golf clubhouse right behind me. So don't get it twisted. We are still in Hilton Head. We are still in very nice community amenity type place. People are just afraid of an airport that still doesn't have any airplanes coming in or out of it in the off season. Let's go over to the clubhouse and check it out. Y'all should know by now, if you're watching any of my videos, that I hate this sport, but I am just fascinated by the grandeur of it. So here's the clubhouse at Palmetto Hall. That is not shattered. It is actually beautiful. So we'll take a look around the back and see what we have there. But from the outside, that thing's beautiful. I have no idea what the course is like, nor do I care. I mean, really, this place is massive. That is a heck of a club. I could be looking at some sort of country club. I don't know about fees. I don't know about any of the other stuff. But it's pretty impressive to be here inside of Palmetto Hall. Opposite side of the club, twisting us around. We've got the driving range. You know, like every other golf club. You've got all of the practice facilities here on the back side. So overall, I'm really impressed with the club itself. Let's go over and take a quick gander at the tennis courts, and then I think you will have seen all of the amenities that are here. Swimming, tennis, golf. What's really interesting, I'll give you a quick look at it. Being a golf cart community, got a number of different styles of golf cart being parked here in the backside of the club. Now, with Hilton Head Island being more of a retirement community, I can easily see people jumping in the golf cart, coming here, grabbing lunch. It is just after lunchtime, maybe playing around, doing whatever it is they do in their retirement life. Overall, this looks like a pretty sweet place to be and to hang out in. I made my way over to the tennis courts. I'm literally just a small walk from the clubhouse. And what you've got here, 2 lit, hard, true tennis courts. So if there is a downside to Palmetto Hall, it's not really a tennis or pickleball paradise. You do have a practice wall back there. But overall, you know, I came in wanting to really like this community. It hasn't changed my opinion. I don't play enough tennis for it to matter. I really don't play golf, but I think you need something like this in a community to be a staple, to be somewhere to gather. I love that it's here. The fees here are not very expensive. You do not have to be a member to these clubs. I like that there is access to a beach. It's not the ocean beach, but there is access to a beach, which, by the way, when it's really crowded here, when there are a lot of people here, it's not going to be busy. It's just not that type of a beach. It is a private, only the homeowners, only residents would really even know about it. So I kind of like that. So I don't know. There's pluses and minuses. You know, pluses being its affordability, location on the island, is ease of getting on and off the island. All of your really heavy commercial stuff, the Walmarts, the Barnes and Nobles, the shopping centers, those are all up here in this area. I like the club. I like the houses in that they're newer. I like that it's open and bright. I think some downsides are that you don't have beach access. You obviously don't have a ton of tennis here. And it could, you know, you arguably could say it's in more of a commercial area. We're right by the hospital. Obviously the airport, if there is airport noise, again, been here for a couple hours now, still haven't heard or seen an airplane go over. Would love to see that, just to be able to say, yes, it's a problem, or no, it's not. That's still to be determined. But that's everything that I see and I know about this community. I really like it. Think it is something that anyone who's looking for single family community, second home, don't want to rent it out, you want a real residential neighborhood, it is one absolutely worth checking out. As long as you get yourself on the right street and you're not right beside the runway at the airport. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next. There'll be more. Thanks.
All I want